Mrs. Thomas here. I'm going to go ahead and remove my mask so that I can talk to you guys about hand hygiene. But first, because I touched my mask, which is very dirty, I'm going to quickly use the hand sanitizer so that I can clean my hands. So hand hygiene is the practice of cleaning our hands so that we can remove different infectious agents from our hands, things that could possibly make us sick. Things like COVID-19 and other kinds of germs like viruses and bacteria. And the important thing to know about viruses and bacteria and different germs is that we're not able to see them. So when we look at our hands, they might appear to be very, very clean to us. But because those germs are microscopic, they're completely invisible to us. So we don't know the germs are on our hands. And when we go about our day and we touch things like the sink faucet or the door handle, things that other people have already touched, they might have put germs on those surfaces. And then when I touch the door handle, I might get germs on my hands, but I won't know because germs are invisible. So we use hand hygiene practices to help us continuously remove germs from our hands throughout the day. And that helps to keep us healthy. Hand hygiene is the simplest yet most effective thing each of us can do to help ourselves stay healthy and help keep those around us healthy also. We're going to talk about two different types of hand hygiene today, hand washing and using hand sanitizer, and give you guys some different tips and tricks so that you can have very clean hands and we can have a very healthy space at school. The first thing we're going to talk about is hand washing. Hand washing is by far the best way to practice hand hygiene, but there are a couple things that you need to know. So the other thing that we're going to talk about is hand sanitizer, which is awesome. But there are a couple times when you definitely want to choose hand washing over hand sanitizer. Those times are going to be anytime your hands are visibly soiled. So what that means is that if you look down at your hands and you can actually see something on them, like maybe you've played outside and you see the dirt, or you've touched something slimy or sticky, you definitely want to use hand washing versus hand sanitizer under that scenario so that you can remove that substance from your hands. You also want to use hand washing anytime you go to the bathroom. So when you go into the bathroom and you're by a toilet, you just want to assume that you've gotten germs onto your hands. So after you go to the bathroom, you want to do traditional hand washing every single time. You also want to do traditional hand washing before you eat, and also any time that you've possibly touched an allergen that could be dangerous to someone else, something like peanuts, peanut butter, or different tree nut products, which is all of the other nuts other than peanuts. So those are the times that you want to do traditional hand washing. The most important thing that you need to know about traditional hand washing is the length of time that you want to do it. So you don't want to just rush through this. You don't want to go into hand washing with just plain water and think, I'm just going to rinse off my hands for a couple seconds and then dry them off or air dry them and I'll be fine. In order to remove all of the germs appropriately from your hands, you want to wash your hands with soap and water for about 20 seconds. So there's different ways that you can do this. One is to sing a song. So you can pick a song that you like. Maybe it's the ABCs, maybe it's Happy Birthday, maybe it's something else, anything that works for you. Some people might find that they like just simply counting to 20. I'm going to use a stopwatch so that I can demonstrate to you how long 20 seconds is. And I think after a few times of doing it for a full 20 seconds, you're going to start to get the hang of how long 20 seconds is, and you'll be a pro at this in no time. So the first thing that I'm going to do is get some soap. So all of our sinks at Fairview Elementary are going to have soap at them for you. In the bathrooms and at many of the sinks, you might see the soap installed on the wall. But you may also find some bottles of soap at different sinks, and either one of these are fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put a nice generous amount of soap into my hand, and I'm going to start the stopwatch. And we're going to go ahead and wash my hands for a full 20 seconds. So I'm going to start off by really getting the soap all over my hands. I even want to come up my wrists, and I also want to go around my fingernails. Be aware of your fingernails. They're a place that can start to collect dirt underneath them. And when you wash your hands, if you focus on that area, it helps to remove some of that dirt. So I've already gone for over 20 seconds, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse my hands and get all of the soap off of them. And then when I'm done rinsing my hands off, I'm gonna get a towel, a clean towel, not a reusable one, something that is only used once, or you can air dry them or use an air dryer in the bathroom and dispose of that towel and you're done.
Everybody, I'm Mrs. Heverly. I'm going to take off my mask so that you can hear me better. But since I took off my mask, and our mask can be really dirty, I'm going to use some hand sanitizer to make sure that I don't have any extra germs on my hands. Like Mrs. Thomas was just talking about, there are times when using hand sanitizer is appropriate, but sometimes we still need to use hand washing, like after we use the bathroom or before we eat food. When we do use hand sanitizer, we're going to use those in situations where you might have just coughed, sneezed, or blown your nose, so you can use hand sanitizer for that. You can also use it when there isn't hand washing or soap and water available, or when you touch commonly touched surfaces like doorknobs, remotes at home, or any other materials in your classroom that other students or teachers may have touched. In those cases, you can use hand sanitizer to keep your hands clean in between your hand washing. Like Mrs. Thomas was saying earlier, there are different ways that you can see hand sanitizer. Sometimes it's on the wall like this, or you might find it in a container like this, where your teacher would have it on their desk, or you might have it like that at home. Either option is totally fine to use. You will find these in any classroom or throughout the building. So I'm going to show you. You're going to pump hand sanitizer like this. You're going to spread it in your hands, and you're going to rub it around until it dries. Sometimes you might get a little bit extra, and that's okay. You can rub it on your arms to give them a little bit extra clean, and you're just going to kind of wave them in the air or walk around until they air dry. And then once they're dry, you're done and you're good to go.
Wow, I don't know about you, but I learned a lot from Mrs. Thomas and Mrs. Heverly. Now, what I want you to do for your assignment today, I want you to go and practice washing your hands. And then in the assignment, all you have to do is tell me how many seconds should you take to wash your hands. I hope you enjoyed today's health lesson. Next time we'll be back with a different physical activity. Have a great week.